Alright, so I figured I'd just create a little video for people, guildies primarily, that just uh, would want to go through Mistsong. So in here you can get these little jars. You open up the jars, you get these orbs, and combine these orbs, and you can get an item that you can open up and get abyssal crystals, abyssal shards, shitty paintings, shitty unidentified earth lunarites, etc. Pretty trash. But the abyssal crystals are obviously very good. The only other way you can get them is farming retarded amounts of shards from dungeons or going into places like Serpentis or Mistsong and killing mobs here. So this is an easy way to get it. You don't have to have a high gear score, anything like that. So I'm just going to make a little video going through this. So you're going to want to come up here first. Now, there's 3 places that this particular one can spawn. It can spawn here, or it can spawn in this next room, or it can spawn in this next room. Basically, if it doesn't spawn right here, you're shit out of luck. So, we're going to want to come down this path. There can be one around here over this wall. I find that it's almost never right there. So this area. And there could be one on the other side of these things as well. Now, I'm running Oromancy, Shadow Play, and Battle Rage. So basically Dark Runner, I guess. But the only thing I really need out of Oromancy is teleportation, and the only thing I really take out of Shadow Play is stealth. I also have backdrop, but I never use it. This is the second place Jar can be. So we'll just destroy that, loot it. We got ourselves an orb. And then basically that's all you want to do down this path for the time being. So you're going to want to go backtrack this way. Oh, and another for Battle Rage, I take bind enemy lines. It makes a lot of this stuff a whole lot easier. We're going to be going down this path next. Bottom. First path is pretty easy. Second path is not quite so easy. You're going to want to come up to here. Check these out first. Basically same deal as these ones up top. If it's not here in this first area, you're pretty much fucked. I did find a way. Well, I don't think it's a real way. I managed to get through that door one time, but I teleported through, and it took me a couple tries to do it, and it didn't seem to work all the time. And when I made it through, I was actually stuck in the floor. So I don't actually think that you're meant to get through that. I think it just happened to glitch out on me once. You can just teleport by those things. They don't really matter. If they hit you, you'll start walking in circles, clapping. It's pretty fucking retarded, but... I could use drop back there if I wanted to. I'm just not all that comfortable with drop back. So I just don't really use it. So that jar we got there, it could have been there. It could have been back, basically anywhere along the right hand side of that path. And the last place that one jar could be is right back over here. Thankfully it wasn't, so it usually spawns about right over here somewhere. So we're going to come up on this platform here and continue onwards. use teleport to get over that. Just make sure you aim like kind of close to here, or you'll die. See these bombs up here, forbidden bombs. Basically, they have like a radius. Seems to be kind of a hemispherical radius, and if you get close enough to it, it'll fucking kill you. And there's one right there. I don't know where the radius cuts off, but if as long as you teleport kind of close to here, then it doesn't seem to do it, because it kind of teleports you low, like through this section. So it's too low for the bomb to grab. At least that's what it seems to be. Head on over to the next area. There could be one here. It's not there. So we're going to come on this way. It looks like it's up there. Easy game. Now, for this guy, obviously, stealth is extremely important to get around this. You will pull even if you hug this wall. Now, without stealth, there was a way to do it that I figured out, which was jumping up here, jumping onto here, and then like literally walking along the wall. And then once you hit this end, use behind enemy lines to jump over here, and you'd avoid pulling this guy. There's also a stealth mob over here, so don't try and stealth from this side, or you'll pull that guy. And once you're over here, you're pretty much safe, and you'll definitely need to take off stealth in order to make these jumps here. Once you're up here, you can hit this lantern. Wow. That's fantastic. Yep. So you can die a lot in this place. It's not hard. There's a lot of things that'll kill you. Sometimes it's not even anything that you really did wrong. Sometimes it's just nonsense. So these enemies here, you can stealth by if you want, or you can just kind of run by, hit a little teleport, find enemy lines. They drop aggro pretty quickly, so it's really not that big of a deal. So the third jar for this area, there's the two different spawns back here. There's also one about right here. If you know that you have that spawn, then it's probably best to pull those enemies, give it like one teleport, and pop stealth. Once you get up here, you don't want to deal with those enemies. You just come over here. Now, there's two jar spawns here. One's this one, and one's right back here. If you get this one, when you pop this, these enemies will pull. So, pop it and hit stealth immediately. Just come and click on this carving. And then this teleporter upstairs. Ports you over here. Now, there's these guys. You don't got to worry about those guys. You don't have to worry about this guy. You start spitting fire everywhere. These two guys are patting in a circle opposite each other. So, there could be a jar right up there in this middle grass area. I've never seen it there, but the other spawns are right over here, basically. There's this one, and then the other one would be further up. I like having meditate. It allows me to sprint a little bit more through this place, get this done a little bit faster. This isn't the most fun thing in the world, but it was kind of fun the first time around, I suppose. So the other jar would be up in this area. Looks like I've kind of fucked myself into a corner there. So you could die back there if you didn't want to, because we're going to go back to the beginning. So you could die back there if you want to, if you don't mind taking the durability. Otherwise, this isn't really that bad of a walk back. Some of the other ones suck a little bit more. You can also log out. And if you log out, when you log back in, you'll be outside of the dungeon. And then you can just hop in from there, and you'll be back at the beginning. It takes 10 seconds to log out and whatnot. I just don't really like doing it. I just find it a little bit faster to run back. So next, we're gonna go ahead and head down our last path over here. This is the path we're going to go, but first we're going to check this area, like this area and this area. It's not here. Now, for this area, there is most certainly a way to get around. You can go this way. You can go this way, I think. Regardless, I'm not. I haven't done it much. I'm not very good at it, and I'd probably fuck it all up if I tried right now. So. Since I'm recording, I'm not even going to. This is a little jump puzzle, and you just jump across these things. I think it's fucking retarded, because you can just hit this. And just walk across it. I don't really understand the point of it being a little puzzle. Now 6 is going to be either back there, or down here. I've seen it spawn right over there at that waterfall. And the last place I've seen it spawn is over here, kind of in the middle of this water. Unlike most water in this dungeon, this stuff won't kill you, so you could just walk right on through. So we're going to run on over to the next spawning zone here. This one could spawn here, which it did. It could also spawn down here at the edge of this water. And the last place it can spawn is right down over here. I've only seen it spawn in those 3 spots. Most data seems to confirm that those are the only 3 spots. So now we're going to want to run all the way back and all the way down. I don't like running backwards this way, so I am actually just going to go ahead and jump off this cliff. If you've died a lot, jumping off the cliff might not be worth it. So now we can take this little teleporter. I actually could have taken it earlier with something I did. So instead of going this way this time, up here and then teleporting over, we're actually going to move this way, because we want to get over here. So I jump up here on this deal. Now again, you have these bombs right here, forbidden bombs, bomb, bomb, bomb. If you teleport and go like right here, it will kill you. So you kind of want to line up to the right, line your character up to the right of that, and then just hit teleport. And looks like it killed me. Alright, this next area is kind of a pain in the ass. It's the last area you have to do, basically. These are going to be the last couple jars. There's a couple different spawn points for this jar. One is right here. It kind of sucks a little bit if it's right here. It'll spawn right over here by these tents, lean-tos. You can use behind enemy lines. It's not very great. There's also these things here. For some reason they seem to work a little bit better than behind enemy lines for me when they actually work. So it gives you a little buff, but if you walk like too far away, then it stops working. Or I don't know how these things operate exactly, but they pretty much suck. So you can get up here, you can walk along this area, drop down, pop this, and attempt to stealth. The sentry lantern's pretty fast, and it'll start shooting shit at you. So one thing you might want to do is teleport first and then stealth, so you're kind of away from the sentry lantern's lobs of fire. Now there is a stealth mob right here, chilling right over here. So the idea here is you wanna get up close and stealth. When you get up too close, you actually do pull, especially from that sentry lantern. and the Sentry Lantern hurts a lot. But you have to get close because you can't use your abilities back here. So you want to kind of get close for a second and stealth. And when you come in here, you kind of want to stick to the right-hand side of this path. You'll still end up kind of pulling that guy, but for some reason he doesn't actually chase you. He just kind of disappears. The second place this jar can be is up here. So there's a guy up at the top of this path, this big Oni motherfucker. He's throwing barrels. These barrels hurt a lot. They won't insta-kill you, but they are not your friend. You want to stick along the left side here. There is a stealth mob right over there, just off the path. So you want to kind of come up here, shoot this jar, loot it, and dip. That bitch is a caster. She will follow you for a long time. It really sucks. So those are the two positions that could be in. So you got this big motherfucker up here. He teleports back and forth throwing barrels. As soon as he disappears, that's when you want to go. Now, down here there is another stealth mob, and these barrels have a bad habit of stacking up for me. So sometimes it's kind of hard to get by this area. The other stealth mob, I believe he sits right over here. So I like to wait for stealth to be up before I go through this area. It'll disappear. I'll go ahead and run through. Try and stick to the left. Oh wait, stealth mob's on the left. Okay. Yep. And then just kind of teleport away. If you end up not being able to teleport away, that's what stealth is for. And you get on over here. Now the next three jars. Well, the next three spawn locations for the last jar that we'll be grabbing. One can spawn right here in the middle of this grass patch. It's not good. Obviously, shoot the jar, loot it, attempt to stealth. The second place can spawn is up here with that bitch, and then the last place it can spawn is right here. I don't believe he actually de-aggroed. I believe the, yep. I believe the moment I go out there, he's gonna fucking put it in me. Oh. Looks like he went back. So that's basically it. After that, as long as you check those three middle areas, that would have been the, what the hell? That would have been the last jar. So, to get up here, a little tricky sometimes. But behind enemy lines will do it for you. Wow, this guy is just really on me. So that's basically it.